Hello, everyone, and welcome to Site 24/7 webinar series. The topic for today's webinar is Monitor the Big Data Technology and Unveil the Intricacies of Hadoop Clusters.
Let's start with the agenda for this webinar. A quick intro about Site 24/7, an intro into Hadoop, why monitoring your Hadoop infrastructure is essential, a look into Site 24/7's Hadoop monitoring capabilities, and the different IT automation and threshold profiles that you can utilize to monitor your Hadoop setup using Site 24/7. And finally, a brief intro about Site 24/7's full stack monitoring capabilities. Let's now have a quick introduction into why a Hadoop setup is needed for organizations today. Today's organizations receive data from a variety of sources, including business transactions, smart IoT devices, industrial equipment, videos, social media, and many others. This data comes in a variety of different formats, ranging from structured to unstructured documents. To make sense of this vast quantity of data and improve operational efficiency, organizations make use of big data. So what exactly is big data? As we all know, there has been a lot of buzz around this term. Big data is basically the collection and storage of large data sets that is generally difficult to process using traditional data processing applications. Big data is also helpful in creating effective marketing strategies and increasing new revenue opportunities. This is crucial because it's not just important how much data we have, but what we do with it. So what is Hadoop? Hadoop is the most popularly used big data analytics tool. As per reports by Allied Market Research, Hadoop is expected to grow from its $1.2 billion market share in 2012 to a projected market share of $16.1 billion by 2020. It is an open source framework and facilitates the storage, processing, and distribution of large sets of data on computer clusters. Hadoop typically has four main components: the Hadoop Distributed File System, or HDFS, MapReduce, yet another resource negotiator, or YARN, and Zookeeper. Basically, the different components of Hadoop work in a lead-follower relationship where the name node is the leader that gives instructions and data nodes are the followers. YARN functions as the resource manager that provides data nodes with the necessary resources, and Zookeeper is an application for high availability that makes sure the entire setup is available at all times. Some of the ways in which Hadoop is used in different industries are studying structured and unstructured data to better understand user experience or behavior in retail companies, assessing risk and investment models, as well as creating trading algorithms in financial companies, preventing disease outbreaks in the public health sector, helping to plan for efficient network paths and looking for optimal network tower locations in telecom, and predicting maintenance with data given from IoT devices to a Hadoop tool in the energy industry. Now that we have seen what big data is and how Hadoop can help your organization, let us see why we need to monitor your Hadoop setup. Having a Hadoop monitoring tool will help you in getting a more comprehensive view of your entire Hadoop cluster's health and performance. Such a tool will continuously collect metrics to help identify recent and long-term performance trends. By doing so, it will help you in quickly resolving these issues before it affects your organization's decision-making process. One of the Hadoop monitoring solutions currently available in the market is from Site 24/7. Site 24/7's Hadoop monitoring solution uses the Linux monitoring agent to collect performance data from your Hadoop cluster. The installation of the agent is very easy and consists of just one step. It can be installed as either root or non-root. Let us now look at a live example of how an agent can be installed. So once in the client, navigate to Server, Hadoop, click on the plus icon. Here you can see a command. Execute the command given in the terminal of the Linux server where you wish to install the agent as either root or non-root. Once the agent has been installed, the agent will auto-discover and add a monitor for each name node, data node, and YARN in the Site 24/7 web client. All relevant metrics for the different nodes and clusters will be presented to you in an intuitive, easy to understand graphical format. Some of the performance metrics that you can view for your Hadoop monitor are as shown here. So you go back to server, click on Hadoop, select the cluster which you want to monitor. As you can see here, you can view the top n data nodes by failed volumes or by cached blocks. This will help you in identifying the most problematic data nodes in your Hadoop setup. Similarly, the load average for each name node is important, as failure for the name node will result in the entire cluster failing. Other than these, you can also see what are the live, stale, and dead data nodes in your Hadoop setup, what are the block and file statistics, and what are the heap and non-heap memory statistics. You can also get more data on each metric by moving the cursor onto each graph individually. For example, if we move the cursor onto the block statistics graph, then we can see more information on the data blocks in this Hadoop cluster, such as total blocks at that point in time, number of missing and number of corrupt blocks, etc. You can also navigate separately to each node to get performance metrics of that node individually. So for example, if I go to name nodes, you can see the full information on the performance of the said name node. If I select data node and click on an individual data node, you can see metrics such as DFS used, cache used, heap and non-heap memory used, etc. These in-depth matrices will help you in identifying where exactly the problem is occurring for a data node. The metrics will vary based on what kind of node is being monitored. You can also edit each node separately to set up threshold alerts and change your notification rules. For example, click on the hamburger icon, click edit, click on the pencil icon here. Here you can select multiple matrices to set as threshold values or use one as per your need. For example, if we put a threshold of 1000 GB for disk used and click save, you will get an alert whenever your disk storage has increased above 1000. Also, you can edit your notification profile. You can edit the notification profile to decide when exactly you will get an alert, what the email template for the said alert should be, as well as what the escalation metrics should be for your alerting. Click save. The alerts will be sent either as emails, SMS, or through phone calls. Or you can use any of the different third-party tool integrations available in Site 24/7, such as Zapier, PagerDuty, or Slack. Also, you can set up an automatic fault resolution system using our IT automation tool. Other than the matrices that can be viewed in the health dashboard, you can also generate performance reports for each cluster separately. To do this, navigate to reports, select Hadoop monitoring, select what kind of report you would like to see. For the sake of our example, we'll use summary report. Select what Hadoop cluster you want, or you can select all Hadoop clusters. Then you will see the report for all your Hadoop clusters in this current setup. You can also share this by clicking on the share this button and deciding what format in which you want to export or email the report. Other than the 3 nodes we mentioned earlier, you can also monitor your Zookeeper application using Site 24/7. So what is Zookeeper? In previous versions of Hadoop, the name node represented a single point of failure. Should the name node fail, the entire HDFS cluster would become unavailable as the metadata containing the file to block mappings would be lost. When Zookeeper is used in conjunction with NFS, it enables automatic failover. Similarly, when Yarn was initially created, its resource manager represented a single point of failure. If node managers lost contact with the resource manager, all jobs in progress would be halted and no new jobs could be assigned. With Hadoop 2.4, Yarn's resilience was improved by introducing the high availability feature for the resource manager. This new feature incorporates Zookeeper to allow for automatic failover to a standby resource manager in the event of a primary's failure. As mentioned previously, any Hadoop setup that requires high availability will be using a Zookeeper node. Monitoring Zookeeper is essential to ensuring that your Hadoop setup is functioning as required. Using Site 24/7's Hadoop monitoring, you can get detailed insights into the health and activity of your Zookeeper system through 9 out-of-the-box matrices. Let us look at a live example to learn more about this. Similar to a Hadoop monitor, adding a Zookeeper monitor is a simple one-step process. Once again, navigate to server. Yeah, so once you have navigated to server, you can see the Zookeeper here. Click on the plus icon. Again, similarly, copy the command and execute it in your Linux terminal, either as root or as non-root. Once this is done, the Zookeeper monitor will show here. In this example, you can see that the Zookeeper monitor has been set up to monitor 7 matrices. One of them is latency. Latency helps you in understanding what the delay is before the transfer of data begins after a request has been made. Similarly to other Hadoop nodes, using threshold configuration, you can set a notification to alert you whenever the latency exceeds a certain value, thereby ensuring that your Zookeeper system is working efficiently. You can also monitor additional matrices other than the ones given out of the box by making a few minor changes to the configuration. For those who need to install multiple Hadoop clusters in one go, you can use our bulk installation feature. To do this, navigate to server, click on the plus icon in front of servers, select bulk install option. Here you can choose from a variety of different options for bulk installing your Hadoop cluster monitors, such as remote installation using SSH, Chef, Puppet, or Ansible. You can use any of these options to seamlessly install thousands of server monitoring agents in one go. And in case you were unable to find the matrices you would like to monitor for your Hadoop cluster, you can also write your own plugin using Shell or Python and monitor any parameter you would like. We also provide 150 different plugin scripts out of the box which you can make use of. Now, monitoring your Hadoop setup is only one part of what your Linux monitor is capable of doing. Using a Linux agent, you can get more than 60 different matrices for your Linux server, which will help you in further understanding the performance of your server. Let us look at a live example once more to learn about this. So go to server, select any of the Linux servers. Here you can see different performance metrics such as load average and CPU utilization, which, as mentioned earlier, will help you in better understanding the performance of your servers. Similarly to the Hadoop monitor, you can also set threshold. Click on the pencil icon. This will help you in getting alerted whenever a threshold value is exceeded. You can select any metrics to set a threshold value. In this example, we have set a threshold value of 95% for CPU utilization. Once you have decided what value you need to enter, click Save and go to Notification Profile. Again, you can edit the notification profiles to decide when you get the alert and also set custom email templates and also handle your escalation metrics. Once done, adding the values, please click Save. Another important feature that the Linux monitor allows you to have is that you get visibility on all your Docker containers and run regular checks to make sure everything is up and running, be it CPU usage, memory size, output, uptime, or overall status. And finally, you can also monitor your smart disk to get status of your hard disk, set thresholds, and be notified on potential hardware disk failures. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you have a great day ahead, and please look forward to more such educational webinars in the future. Thank you so much.